If money is freedom, then how does it not buy happiness? You can do what you want. Travel, see the world. Eat the best food every day. Have all day every day to go do the activities you're into. Not stuck in an office 8-5. Not having to compromise on fun what bank account lets you do. How do rich people even get miserable? The world's open to them in a way it's not to the average man. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure as heck buys you out of worry, which makes pursuing happiness way easier. Money cannot buy happiness. Should really be reworded: money cannot always guarantee happiness. Yes, money and wealth certainly can make your life much more comfortable and enjoyable. But in the end, money buying things, furniture, houses, cars, etc., is still just soulless things. It's an intelligent step up if you strategically use your money to buy experiences, travel, volunteering, improving your community, etc. Like being a philanthropist. If those things make you happy, then sure. To me, money is just an object tool. It's how you end up using it that makes the difference. One can't purchase emotions. Money doesn't buy happiness, but a lack of money can lead to misery. Kinda hard to truly enjoy life unless your basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter are met. Having the peace of mind of not having to worry about bills is pretty great. Money may not can buy happiness, but it will buy a big enough boat to pull right up to it. More money equals less stress. It can lead to happiness but can't guarantee it. Much easier to achieve happiness with money than without. I think we make our own happiness. We all can decide what makes us happy. Money did not make my family happy, but it did give us security, taking away stress and worry, thereby making us happier. Poor people say money doesn't buy happiness to console themselves, and rich people say money doesn't buy happiness to console poor people. Having money does not always mean you can do all that. Pretty often, you get money because you get to a position that comes with certain responsibilities. You can't just leave or you wouldn't have that money anymore. As the meme puts it, money, time, and energy pick two. Even if you are super rich and still have no responsibility, freedom does not automatically give you happiness either. You can be free as a bird and still miserable. Travel, see the world, eat the best food every day. Those are much less fun to do alone. Because freedom is not actually the same as happiness. There's many people who have always been happy, but almost no one has ever truly been free or had any real power in the world. If you have unlimited money, you can travel to a beach wherever, but you don't get any satisfaction of struggling or working or building. You can't buy love or fulfillment. That's why there's ultra-rich people who keep working to get more. It's not that they need more money. It's that they have so much they need the stimulation to occupy their minds. Money doesn't buy happiness, and yet, every single problem I have would be instantly solved with more money. It's a well-known correlation that more money provides more happiness for longer if you start with less. So if I offered you a £100,000, you'd probably be flipping delighted. Me too. If I offered the same to a high-powered lawyer near retirement, they'd certainly appreciate it, but not as much as you or me. If I offered the same to Jeff Bezos, he'd probably lose it in a sofa and not care. So yeah, they have loads of cash and can do whatever they want. But once you are past paying the bills and worrying about retirement, it's diminishing returns all the way. I always thought if you had a good amount of money, then you could buy a bag of shrooms. I won $1 million years ago. I grew up very poor. I have a family now and we own our own home and cars. Debt paid off. Enough to help quite a few family and friends with things they needed as well. But it will never fill the hole from loss. It doesn't make my 2-year-old son love me anymore. It's hard to explain, but there's a quality to other people and your own emotions that money can only reach the surface of. Anyone that tells you money can't buy happiness is wrong. Money absolutely can buy happiness. But you have to be smart enough to know what to buy, how to use it. For sure, being happy is way harder if you're poor. How do rich people get miserable? It's how they got rich or what it took to get rich or stay rich. I know rich people that work 80 hours a week. They are not traveling the world and eating at top restaurants. They put a lot of pressure on themselves and it makes them miserable. Lottery winners and retirees are probably the only rich that probably are happy. It does. Poor people just tell themselves it doesn't and keep enduring their lives. Peas. Not shitting on poor people. Dana Carvey would have an answer to this question. If you're able to easily experience anything, you'll likely realize that there isn't much more to experience as you do more and more things. And it's that emptiness that gets to you. It does buy happiness. Obviously, it's not going to cure your incurable disease, solve a genetic mental health condition, or anything like that, but it can sure as shit make your life much happier. Brain chemistry is about chemicals, not objectives. Your brain can produce a certain amount of happiness, which is generally confined by genetics. It has always seemed to me that happiness and ambition conflict. So the rich are generally less happy than some of the poor. Being happy with what you have makes you happier than being unhappy with what you don't have. Money buys happiness. My hot take: people with money that are still miserable are probably just miserable people, and the money proves it. Coming into money brings its own problems. Living with money is a different world in itself. Staying in good money isn't guaranteed. Money cannot cure loneliness. Money doesn't buy happiness. Money buys freedom. You can then choose to be happy or not with that freedom. But you do have the freedom to choose. Money isn't everything, but not having it is. Kanye West. Just having money doesn't guarantee happiness. You still have to pursue what makes you happy. But having money helps to quell the trivial parts of life that may otherwise distract you from that pursuit. Money can buy you comfort, security, fleeting pleasures of all sorts, but happiness is the result of an inner process that comes easy to some and never to others, regardless of wealth. Because your less rich friends and family won't expect you to bail them out of bad situations or loan them money. And the other rich people you meet tend to be shallow assholes constantly trying to one-up each other on superficial things. Where's the real emotional connection in all of that? Being rich can be very lonely. Money doesn't buy happiness is the master's language. It's not true. Money does buy happiness by giving you more time. Because the saying is wrong. Money doesn't or can't buy happiness exactly. But what it can do is buy things that make you happy, afford you time to search, experience your own form of happiness, make life easier on the financial front, which is a giant source of unhappiness. In summation, money can indeed buy happiness. I read some article somewhere that suggested that money does buy happiness up to the point where you stop worrying about being able to pay your bills. I think it's something rich people say to justify the wage disparity. Why is the only word used shortened you and its other forms? And that saying is bullshit. Money can definitely buy happiness. It isn't a cure-all. But it sure is close. People bend over backwards trying not to say that. But money can definitely buy you happiness. Sure, maybe there are diminishing returns. But almost everything you've ever wanted to do and almost every problem can be solved with money.